Alright, let's continue with the presentation. The next diagnostic tool is trace files. These files are really similar than the alert log files because both are text files. They can see it with the WordPad or any text editor. So this as a trace file, actually they are created by Oracle to record error messages. These are really useful when the DBAs want to solve a problem. What occurred. This is more specific than the alert log files. Well, depending on the type of the error message, Oracle actually creates the kind of trace file, which is actually there are two kinds of trace files: background trace files and user trace files. We will cover both so we can see what's the difference. Well, the background trace files, these actually record exceptions and errors that happen in the database. Where are located these files? Well, we can use again the parameter background dump-dest. We can see the location. What is the trace file by default? The name is there is some naming convention right here, which is SID, which is the system identification. The underscore, the background process, which is actually what background generate the file. PID, which is the process ID, actually is a number, and the extension is TRC. Also the max time file size initialization parameter, actually that is you specify the size of the file, right? So the background trace files actually are good, as I said at the beginning of these slides. Actually they are good complement for the alert log files, because the DBA, after identifying a problem in the alert log file, the background trace file can be used to see how the error occurred at the exact time. Also, the DBAs can back up or remove these files because they are generated by the Oracle database. So they have to back up. They have to store it somewhere so they can have a track historical errors of the database. The other type of trace file is the user trace file. This is a kind of different from the background trace file because the user trace files actually record statistical information about the number of logical reads and physical reads that is done by the SQL statements. There are some parameters that works with the user trace files. The first one is SQL trace. Actually, if you set this parameter with the true value, actually this enables the SQL tracing. The other parameter is time statistic. Again, if you set this parameter with true value, that enables timing information. The other parameter, trace file identifier, actually this specifies the suffix of the name of the file, because normally there are a lot of the user files. So the good way to identify a specific user trace file is by giving a suffix. The last parameter is user dump-dest. Actually, this is kind of the background dump-dest that is used for background trace file. Well, when user trace file, we use the user dump-dest. That gives you the location, and also you can set the location where these files can be created, store that information. Well, user trace files actually are not easily to read as the alert log files and background trace files. So DBAs should use a utility, the tkprof. Actually, tkprof stands for transient kernel profile. This utility essentially formats the trace file into a more readable format, so we can see them through the any editor file. So let's see right now. This is our second demo. I'm gonna show you how can you locate the trace file, how can we create them, how can we use these parameters that I mentioned before. So let me open the again my SQL class. Okay, so I'm going to enter to the SQL class. I'm gonna connect with as administrator. So I'm going to show you first the first parameter. I guess we did it before, but it's good to remember this, that in background trace file we can use it. It's the same parameter where to see where is actually located these background trace files. So basically is show parameter background test. As we can see, this is actually the location where is located, the folder where is located these background trace files. I guess we are familiar with that because we saw with alert log files in the same location. Also, we can use the other parameter, which is show parameter. I'm sorry. Okay, this parameter will give us the size of the file. Okay, I guess I didn't mention this. By default, actually, the size is unlimited, but we can actually assign the size of this file. I guess unlimited is really good because we don't. I mean, the DBA cannot worry about if this file is gonna get full. So that's okay for DBAs, I guess. So this is the two parameters that I said before. You can use it like that. Now let's go to this folder. Let me open the Windows. I guess this is the same folder that we saw before. We can see these files. Actually, pretty much all of those are background trace files. See that ITE is my SID, the system identifier. The ARC0, actually those are the process, the background process, actually the ARC process. You can see 0, 1, 2. The others process, which is DBW, LGW, log writer process. We can take one if you want, like for example this one. I'm gonna download it to my desktop so I can see them. It's right here. Let me open it. I'm gonna use the WordPad. I guess, as I say, it's more friendly to use WordPad. Alright, so this is an example of the background trace file. See, there is some information that is recorded right here.